Welcome to my studio. I'm Wendy O'Brien. Thanks for dropping by. Today I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to create your own art style. Be sure to stick around to the end for the bonus tip. I don't know how many times I'm asked, how do you create your own art style? Well, first of all, I think we put too much emphasis on creating our own style, especially new artists. That's not to say we shouldn't have recognizable art. It is true that some people just have it from the start, but others, it develops and emerges over time. It can range from stylistic choices to specific color palettes that run throughout your work. The range is wide, and here are 5 tips to get you working towards creating your own style. Tip number 1, experiment. There is more than one way to get the end result. Try new techniques, supplies, and supports. Just because you have done it one way for a very long time doesn't mean it's the easiest or even the best to get the results you are looking for. If you are unhappy with the outcome of your work or get frustrated easily, then this is a good indication it is time to experiment and try new things. You may be surprised what you may find. Tip number 2, try different styles. Regardless of the artist that you consider yourself, the best way to develop your own style is to experiment in different ways. What you learn from one can carry over to another because you pick up things along the way, looser or tighter, somewhere in the middle. Try the extreme of what you normally do and bring it back in. You will inevitably pick up some technique that will translate into your original works. A good example of the first 2 tips is this piece I'm completing for the duration of this video. I am completely out of my element with this piece. Not only did I try a looser style, which I had no idea what I was doing, but I also used all supplies I have never used before, including inks, inktense blocks, and inktense pencils. I learned a lot with this project, including how to use each of the supplies. It isn't meant to be a perfect piece by any means. In fact, I was even going to put this video up, but wait for the bonus tip to find out why I ultimately decided to do so. But beyond that, sometimes just letting go and not worrying about what happens or making it perfect is just what the artist needs. Which brings us to tip number 3. Let it go. Just create. Your style will emerge and change many times over anyway. This is the nature of creating. Let it work through its natural cycle. Tip number 4. Don't box yourself into just one style. If you see a style you like, study it. What is it that appeals to you? Is it the subject? The colors? Is it the soft or hardness of the lines? And the list goes on. Decide what you like and practice it. By combining different elements from art that appeals to you, you will create your own style. But the only way you can make any of this happen is with the next tip, number 5, which is to change and adapt the way you do things. If you keep doing the same things, you will keep getting the same results. You have to be willing to change and start a new path. Looser means more body movement and using your complete arm. Tighter and more realistic means you need to hone in on your observational skills and notice things the average person doesn't about subjects. By adapting and changing, you will be amazed at the difference it makes in your art. And now for the bonus tip. And this tip is probably one of the most important. Be confident in your art and style. It is okay if everyone doesn't like your art. In fact, if everyone did, that's when you should worry. That is what makes us human, is our different likes and dislikes. And definitely don't compare yourself to other artists. This is a rabbit hole you don't want to go down. Instead, use their art as inspiration to say, one day I will be able to do that, and work towards it. Decide what skills you need to work on in order to get to those inspiring artists. The difference between you and them is they just did more experimenting. You are exactly where you need to be in your journey right now. Keep learning and trying new things. Not only will you improve overall, but but soon your style will emerge. I hope you enjoyed this video and these tips to help you improve and create your own style. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite tip was. And be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future tutorials, tips, and live streams. Until next time, keep on arting. Bye!